Hey everyone, this is Sandeep back with another video, and in today's video we'll continue to build our portfolio website. This is part 5 of this video, and so let's jump into the coding it directly. So in today's video we are going to build something called a hero section or something called a banner, hero banner. We're going to show a glimpse about yourself or about ourself actually or myself. So I'm going to put my picture. So my file is already running actually. If you see here, right, index.html, the folder number 5, it's already running. So I'm going to create a banner, a small banner here, a small horizontal banner, and in that banner I'm going to put my image, and I'm going to put a box where I'm going to tell something about myself, a quick introduction about myself, I would say, something like that. So let's start coding. And obviously I'm going to create a container first. So we are going to start with the HTML structure where I'm going to create the container first. That will be my flex container, and inside that we are going to have flex items. And this time I think I'm going to have only one item. So I think I forgot to put some comments, so probably I'll put some HTML comments here. So this is my main navigation, right? Main navigation, and hamburger is also there, but that's a main navigation only. Then here we are putting our hero section. So I'm going to write hero section. Let's start with HTML, but hero section is not going to be inside my header. It will be inside my main. I'm going to paste it here, and let's put some comment here. This is my sidebar navigation. So sidebar navigation. Cool. So I'm going to create a section, and let's give it a class name of hero. Okay. And inside that, so this will be my flex container. So we follow that strategy, right? Container, flex items, container, flex items. It's really simple strategy. And inside that, I'm going to have a div with a class of container. So hero, and inside that I'm going to make, maybe shall I call it content? Probably I'll go with content because this is a content section inside my hero section. And uh, and inside that content I'm going to have a h1 with probably I can give it a class name also, or maybe I know that this is the only content I'm going to have inside it. So I'll go ahead and create the h1 directly here. I'm going to put my name again, and I'm going to have a paragraph, and inside that maybe I'll put my quick introduction. I am a full stack, something like this. You can write anything, right? I'm just writing something. I am a full stack developer with 17 years of experience, something like this I'm putting here. And then finally I'm going to have one link here. So I'm going to use anchor tag. Inside that anchor I'm going to have a href of hash for now, and this will be more. Okay, something like this. So now, so I'm going to have just one section. Inside that, this is just one content section. So if I go back and see, this is how it looks. So the HTML structure is ready. Let's jump into the CSS part where we are going to write, or we are going to style our hero section. So I'll go to my index.css. I need to copy some of my comments. So probably I'll copy this one. And you see, I mean, this is getting bigger and bigger now. So I think of collapsing all of these elements, right? Let's do that. Let's collapse this one also, this one also, this one also, this one also. And maybe if I needed, I can go back and collapse it back again. I mean, expand it back again. Let me quickly do that. That will give us some space actually. Okay, this media is also there. I'm going to keep the media. So this is where, just above that, I need to create these styles for my hero section. Hero section, yes. So I'm going to start with hero container first. So this is my container, right? Let's give it a height of 100 viewport height. And I'm going to give it a background color of, let's go use our primary value. Maybe let's go with the primary color and let's see how it looks. See that? So this is my that hero section, but it's taking the entire height. I've given it entire height, but I'm going to put some image here actually. So I'm not going to use the background color. I'm going to use an image. So which image I'm going to use? So I have already copied and pasted the image, right? Just to save time. So this is the image. Sandeep, hero -1, which I'm going to use. So for that, I'm going to use my background image property, and it wants an URL. It wants a URL where, I can specify the URL. So it's inside images slash hero1 dot png. Now, if I save this and if I go back, see that the image is there, but it's hanging over hanging over there on the right hand side. So I need to bring it on the page, right? So to do that, I'm going to use something called a background position property, and I'm going to bring my image at the center. Let's try the center value. See that the image started coming, right? Now I'm going to use, there is one more property called background size, which I'm going to use cover. Let's see what happens in this case. See, now the image is coming in, right, onto the screen by using this simple property. There's one more property which I'm going to use, and I'm going to tell you, like, right now. See, if I scroll, right, what happens? Entire image is also scrolling, right, and my entire view is scrolling. So I can use something called a background attach, and this is really beautiful property, background attachment, and I will give it a value of fixed. So it's going to fix that image there. Even if you scroll, that image is not at all going to scroll. It will be there always. So the entire content after that image that we are going to create in upcoming videos is going to scroll above that image. It's like a very nice effect. I think they call it parallax effect. See that? When I'm scrolling, that image is not scrolling, right? It's staying there. And when I'm going to put more content, you will actually be able to see how it is going to work. Okay, cool. It looks good. So now I know my hero is a flex container. So I'm going to use display flex, and I'm going to just keep it as a display flex. But yes, I have the content also, right? I can see this is my content, right? And this is my flex item. I want this item at the center on the, so my flex direction, I have given display flex. Again I'm repeating display flex. So flex direction is row. So in the horizontal direction, in the horizontal view, I want it to start. So for that, we use something called justify content to align element on the main axis, and the main axis in case of flex direction row is a horizontal axis. So I want it at flex start, and cross axis is nothing but align items. So I'm going to use align items, and I need to center this content in the vertical direction. See that? I got it here. Now let's move on and target our content. So I'm going to say hero content, and let's give it a background color first. Let's see how it looks. Background color, and I'll go ahead with the variable. Let's try something like, maybe I'll go with the secondary color modifier. And now if I save, see that I got that color. Now let's put some padding around our content. I'm going to use padding, and I'm going to use calculated value. That's because we want to make our website responsive to different screen sizes. So let's go with 1 rem plus 1 viewport width. I'm going to save. See that? Even I can add some border radius also, maybe. That could be one of the area. I think the padding looks bigger. I would say 0.5 rem. So this is looking much better. Now let's target the elements inside the content, right? So I'm going to target this one. Let's increase the font size a bit. Let's try to change the font also, and we'll see how it looks. So I'm going to target this one first. So this is the H1 inside my content. So I'm going to target that H1, and let's go ahead with a font size of maybe 3 rem. Let's try this. Looking good. Let's try the font family. Try to then change the font family also. And I'm going to use a font family of for my heading. I'm going to keep same font family because this is the one I have for my navigation, but I'm going to change it for the paragraph. So let's target the paragraph. So instead of H1, I'm going to target the paragraph. This is my text. And this is also where I want to change my font size. Maybe I'll go with 1.5 rem. And this is where I'm going to change my font family. And I'm going to use EBGARAMOND. I think this is the font we have imported, right? So if you look at here, I got EB Garamond, and there's another font which I have is Oswald, right? So I'm using the this font now, and this one, and then serif also I'm going to keep. If it doesn't load, maybe somehow it will fall back to this one. So let's see that. See that? I think this is looking good. I have a full stack developer, and we have this more button also. So maybe I'll go with something like this. Maybe let's increase it to 4 rem, and let's increase this one to 2 rem. And it will be a good idea to go with a calculated value here, right? Because that's what I want. So I'm going to save one viewport height. No, I'll go with the width. We'll use the same calc value here also, so that it will be responsive. So here I'm going to go with a 2 rem value, and let's target our anchor tag also. And here also I think I'll be using calculated value for my font size. Let's go with a 1 rem value here. Wow, it's looking good, but the size, maybe, I mean, I have to make, or we have to make decision what looks good. So probably I'll go ahead with 3, 2 and 1, something like that. So this is bigger, I would say, so I'll go with 1.5 here. Okay, so this is looking much better, right? Even I can change the color if I want to change the color of this one or this one. So I'm going to keep it as it is. Now let's target this button, right? And let's have some cool effects here, right? Let's try to add that. So I think we already did that, right? We have always targeted the anchor element, then we have used something called a before and after, right? So for my link and for my link state and for my visited state, link and visited state, I'm going to use some properties basically. So again, we will go with all those values, right, which we were using. So I'll go with the position relative. I know that I'm going to have some pseudo element because I'm going to add some animation there. Let's use the task text transform property, and let's make it uppercase. And maybe I'll go with some color also. Let's use the var, and I'm going to use the primary color here. And let's put some padding into our button also. Maybe I'll go with very small padding value, 0.25 rem. Save, go back, see that. Now I want, when I'm going to hover on it, right, I want to put some background into this text. So to do that, again, I'm going to use my pseudo element. So I'm going to target this. I'm going to copy this one. And this time I'm going to use the after pseudo element. And let's have empty content. Okay. And let's have a position of absolute. This is a standard way of creating it. I want to create some kind of a box using this before and after, right? So the position will be absolute. And next I'm going to have some width. Probably let's go with 100% width. And height also I'm going to give 100%. And top will be 0. Left will be 0. And let's have some background color also so that I can see that, right? I can see the content, that after content, right? So I'll go with variable, and which color I'm going to use. Let's go with the primary color only because I'm going to change the font color. See that? I got the box, but I don't want to show that box when, and let's put some border radius. It will look good, you know. Let's put some border radius, maybe 0.25 rem. Let's try this. Wow, it's looking nice. But I want this box to come when I'm going to hover on it. So for that purpose, I'm going to use the transform property, and I'm going to change the scale x value to 0. And then I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So I want it to come on the hover and active state. So I'm going to change the state from link and visit it to hover and here when I'm going to hover on it, right, I'm going to change the transform scale x from 0 to 1. Now if I go back, click, see that it's coming, but again it's not coming the way I want. And I want to change the, when I'm going to hover, right, I want to change the text color also of my elements. I'm just going to copy this part and let's change the text color. So when I'm going to hover, I want the colors to be white. This will be the font color, right? So when I hover, right, you don't see that more because it's behind my after element somehow. That's why that text is not visible. So to manage that, I'm going to say z index here. I'm going to have z index of 1 for my, sorry, not for this one, for this one actually, when I'm using the link and visited state, right? Here I'm going to put the z index of 1, and here I'm going to give the z index of -1. This is a strategy we use just to bring the content. See that? Now I'm going to use something called, I'll go with, maybe let's have an opacity of 0 here. And when I'm going to hover, right, I'm going to change the opacity to 1. So that will give me that fade effect, right? I'm going to use the transition property also. So let's use transition, and let's transition the opacity for maybe zero point 0.3 seconds. Yes, I need to use. Let's use the ease in this time. And now if I go back and hover, see that? It's looking nice. And you can, you can make it clickable so that, when you click on it, it will take you to the any other section of our portfolio website, right? So when you click, and it should take you to some part of the application. So I think the desktop view is ready, right? I can see my image, I can see my name, some quick introduction, and I have my more button also styled, right? But now when I'm going to resize my application, see that? This is the problem, right? My image, is not behaving the way I want when, so until here it's okay, right? maybe here, if you start see right here, the image is not looking good. So around 1100 pixel, right? I need to shift, or maybe I'll go with not 1100, but somewhere here around 1040 pixel. I want to move that image and I want to change the size of this box. So maybe I'll target some media queries here. So I have 640 pixels. Which one I have? I think I have only 640 pixels. So I'm going to create a new pointer here, a new max width. Maybe I'll go with 1050. Let's try this. So you can create as many media queries as 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 many media queries you want, right? So I'm going to copy and paste this one. So maybe I'll go with 1040. So this will be one of my breakpoint, and here I want this image to shift, right? So I'm going to use my hero, right? Hero is a class name, and I'm going to change my background position. Maybe I'll use the 80% value. Let's see how it looks. See that now the image has shifted and it's looking better till 1040. But now when I start moving more, right, now what is happening? See, that box is coming. That is okay because I have given it some transparency, but somewhere here I want that box to shift down, right? Right? When so I have this media query, right? This one already written, that 641, right? 640 pixel. So here maybe I can try and okay, so I'm going to put some comments also. So that's really important. So I'm going to copy this, and this is my style for main, right? So this is my style for the hero section. And now I'm going to copy this and I'll go down. I need to scroll down basically because I'm writing some new styles, and that is inside this max with 640. So I need to go and check where is the ending bracket for this one. Okay, it's here. So I'm going to start here. For hero section, now the background position, obviously I want it. Maybe I'll try the center value. I don't think so it is going to work. Let's see. It's going on the right hand side. So let's try the left value. No. Right. Okay, it is looking better now. I mean, I want it at the center basically, but that's okay. It's looking here. Or maybe I can try some 20% maybe. Let's see how it looks. No. What value is needed? 10%. Where is the image actually? Let me try to use 80% value. Okay, so this is working 80%. If I use 70, what happens? It's going there when I'm increasing the value 70, 80. Okay, so maybe I'll try with the 50% value. What happens when I say 80? It's coming here. When I say 100, it's coming here. Let's try 120, 120, 110. So you need to try some random value. Now it is at the center, right? This is what I want, and I want this text to go down. And this is nothing but my hero and content, right? Or maybe my hero is a flex container, right? So I can change here, right? So basically I want to push my flex items at the bottom. So I'm going to use, first of all, I'm going to use justify content, and I'm going to align my items at the center. So I want it at the center, and then align items, which is going to push my items, flex items on the vertical axis, that is the cross axis, and I want it to go to flex end. See that? This is looking much better, right? It's at the bottom. Now if I go something like this, this is where the problem starts again, right? So maybe I don't want to use the percentage value, I'll use the right value. That was looking better. So now if I see, right, it's looking much better. But somewhere, around 450 pixel, 420 or 430 pixel, it starts to falls down. It's going on the left hand side, but that's okay. I think the devices which we have as of today, right, they are more, they have more pixel value, I would say. So this is going to work, but I see something happening here, right? Or maybe I can keep it. That's not a problem. This is looking much better. So if I go up, right, this is good. If I go up, up, cool. So you see that, right? How we can make the things responsive also using our media queries. This is my navigation, right? And this is my image. So you can create such beautiful things using the media queries. I mean, the site will be responsive. So I'll go back. So I think that's it from the perspective of this video. I would say I think our hero section is ready. I can see my image, right? That parallax effect, and I have my title, some text. I have this button also. So yeah, I think it is looking good. So I'm going to stop here. I hope this video helped, to create how to create the banner, some kind of branding for yourself. I think we'll meet in the next part of the video where we are going to build the other section. So maybe we'll start building the project skills, testimonials, right? Contact me, all the sections we need to create. So I'm going to stop here. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, you take care and goodbye.